Good day, everyone. In this lesson, we will be tackling all about the contemporary Philippine music. Contemporary music is all about a music that even decades have passed, we still using its instrument and sing those legend songs. But before we will be tackling the lesson, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and hit the notification below so you will be updated on our next MAPEH lesson. Characteristic of traditional Philippine music. When we say traditional, it is handed over to one generation to another generation. So if we combine the Philippine music, it is a Philippine music that is handed over to one generation to another generation. And traditional Philippine music had been influenced by other cultures as a result of either intercultural meetings or colonization. Intercultural means that one culture goes to another culture. For example, Spanish culture also applies to our culture. Some of the forms of Philippine music. Number one is ethnic form. If you will go to the other country, they have also this kind of instrument that is handed over from them from generation to generation. Also in us, we have this so-called gong that express a 5 tone or a 7 tone. Next form is Hispanic. Example is rondalia. The classification of rondalia, let's start from the bigger, which is the bass. Next is the guitar, octavina, laúd, and lastly, bandurria. This instrument is still in the Philippines, and the most common that you could find is the guitar. Next form is the Filipino. Example is the awit at corrido. So your task for today's video is to search for the lyrics of the awit at corrido and send your searchable answers in the Google Classroom we have. Take note of this activity. Again, your task for today's video is to search for the lyrics of the awit at corrido and send your searchable answers in the Google Classroom we have. Take note of this activity. Next is the corrido. Corrido means a metrical story sung with a guitar. Example of this is Biag ni Lamang and Florante at Laura. If you are listening in your Filipino subject, and I think also in the AP subject, I think it was discussed by your teacher on what are the story of these two epic story. Next is we will be tackling the traditional music instruments, or in other words, an instrument that is handed to us by our ancestors. And its uses are the following. First, it produces sounds, and also it is called the accompaniment for rituals such as during harvest, courtship, and worships. Slide 8 to 13 are the instrument that was handed to us by our ancestors. So please take time to take note and then also know what's the name of that kind of instrument. First is kudlong, two-string lute made of wood. And this is the image of a kudlong. Next is siru nga ngandi, decorated bamboo tube closed by nude at both ends. The photo of it. Next is Kudyapi, two-string boat-shaped lute. Next is Sludoy, tube made of bamboo with five strings cut from the tube. Next is a few brass instruments horizontally held by the tongue in front of the opened mouth. Balimbing, bamboo buzzer. Contemporary music, also known as new music. Contemporary Philippine music pertains to compositions that have adapted the elements of 20th century Western music. Some of the famous Filipino composer first is Antonio Jesus Molina. And here are some facts about him. He was a conductor, composed Matinal in 1912, was a concert soloist, composer, and conductor in Hanoi, Vietnam. Famous compositions are the following. Take note of that, and if you have time, you may search also those compositions. Hating Gabi, Malikmata, Ana Maria, Miss Antoniana. Next famous Filipino composer, namely Alfredo Santos Buenaventura. A little background of Buenaventura are the following. At an early age in grade school, he became a member of a band that marched the town during the pre-war era. He is a member of the male soprano of the Quezon City Tipos de Santo Domingo. Famous compositions are the following. Take note and then search it if you have time. Maria Makiling, Ang Ating Watawat, Prinsesa Urduha, Gamborza. Next Filipino composer is Lucrecia Rosas Casilag. A little background is that she earned a Bachelor of Arts in English at the Philippine Women's University and a degree in teaching at Saint Scholastica's College. She later went to the Eastman School of Music in Rochester, New York. Famous work of her, take note and search it if you have time. Lastly is Ryan Cayabyab. A little background of him is that he graduated at the UP, or also known as University of the Philippines College of Music with a bachelor's degree in music composition. Taught music theory and composition in UP for nearly 2 decades. Excels as a composer of electric, modern, and popular music. So the next slide is for my students activity. Thank you for watching this video, but if you wanted to continue, you may, but if you wanted to leave, kindly subscribe to my channel and hit the notification below. Thank you so much for being with us for today's lesson. God bless. Activity time. Identify the pictures that will be shown in the PowerPoint presentation. Each picture corresponds to 2 points each, and each picture will have 1 minute to be answered. So let's go. First picture. Next picture. Third picture. Fourth, complete the name of all rondalia instruments. Again, complete the name of all rondalia instruments. And lastly, this picture. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you learned something. God bless us all. Thank you.